What? I just started a new stream and you want to cuddle? You're such an adorable little kitty. I can't stay mad at you. Oh, so cute. Your purring is loud. Holy crap, you're a motorcycle. Ow! Retract thy claws! Ow. You're a little punk. You know that? You know that? I love you. You're a little punk. And I love you for that. Goodbye, baby, on the treetop. Oh, he doesn't like my singing. He's like, nope, not dealing with this. Get me out of here. Oh, you actually want out. I opened my door so you could come in. And then after a little bit of me singing, you want to get out again. Go on. Go. Don't act so indecisive after you already chose to leave my room, you dumb cat. Come on. Great. So yeah. I like swinging. Singing. Ha 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 ha. I totally did that on purpose. Swinging and singing, what's the difference? I sing while I'm doing either thing. I like to sing while I'm swinging. I did not mean to make it all big. Hold on. Okay, it does not give me the option to... Okay. Yes, I only usually sing while listening to music or when I'm scared. Crap. Yeah, that's me. So, there are absolutely no options, which means I can't mute the music, so I'm sorry, but you're not going to be able to hear anything from the stream, from the game. Because it's like that, you know? You'd think a Steam game would at least make you able to... Oh, best enjoyed with headphones? Good thing I have earbuds. Family friendly, yes I am. Very family friendly. Ugh, you can't hear it, but they're sloshing in my ears right now. It's disturbing. It's not unusual to be loved by... I'm sorry. I'm feeling silly right now. I had like a whole 591 milliliter bottle of Coca-Cola cherry, so I'm a little hydrated. And I'm a little crazy. Yes, I just threw it. My mom's gonna be upset at me for that, but I'm gonna clean it up, don't worry. Sloshing around is just... Wait. Save. Load. High message. Wow. It's not unusual to be an otaku. It wasn't very unusual for Derek to be walking on the muddied shoulder of a barren county road, sorry. While he lived in a modestly sized city now, Derek grew up in a small town surrounded by roads just like this one. He would often walk them in the mornings to catch his bus to school. That seemed like ages ago, though. Now that he resided in the city, he usually chose to walk to school, except of course for the days when the cold was overbearing or the heat too exhausting. And yet he felt no comfort in this aged familiarity. Where's the stop? He lifted his head. His neck was tense.
And the door is opening!
It's not that I know of, at least. It's apparently a visual novel that was free. That's all I know. But I'm pretty sure it's not that. I don't know. Who knows? No, I'm gone. Where am I? I'm gonna put this on. I like it.
Hold him for a sec. Please.
Yes. No.
You said hold it.
No. I tried to! What? You don't like yaoi? That's discrimination. I'm kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not unusual. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I didn't see that. Let me do it again, please. I didn't see it. Help! Help! What did he say? What did it say? I accidentally clicked. Hold on. Well, nope. I'm gonna turn the title screen and start again because I didn't see what it said. Okay, new game. Gotta do research. I was busy typing. I don't know. Well, maybe you should actually watch, dude. Like, come on. Okay, let me try this again. It wasn't very unusual for Derek to be walking on the muddied shoulder of a barren country road. While he lived in a modestly sized house now, Derek grew up in a small town surrounded by roads just like this one. He would often walk them in the mornings to catch his bus to school. That seemed like ages ago, though. Now that he resided in the city, he usually chose to walk to school. Except, of course, for the days when the cold was overbearing.
What are you doing?
I'm streaming a visual novel. If people would stop interrupting me, that'd be nice.
Or the heat too exhausting. And yet he felt no comfort in this aged familiarity. Where's the stop? He lifted his head. His neck was tense. He was told there would be a sign. There's multiple signs right there, and one behind you, I think. A blue sign, something, right? What are you doing? I'm doing this! Can you not see what I'm doing? I'm playing a visual novel. Oh, were you quoting my mom? His frame was not of much substance, but still his feet pressed against the softened ground, and built mountains of displaced mud against the edges of his shoes. I don't like cleaning the mud off of my shoes. I don't know why. Okay, no. Ow! Sorry. I had a spasm. As he lifted them, the bulbous mounds would rise, as if they wanted to follow him. That was a mess. Okay. As they lifted them, the bulbous mounds would rise, as if they wanted to follow him. The earth kept them close. Though. These ripples of muck, and instead sent a forest of stringy soldiers to cling to the soles of his sneakers. There was a thick layer of them by now. What? Soldiers? Like, are you stepping on leaf men? Well, what's going on? Maybe I missed it. He spoke aloud to himself. He did this often. He sheathed his uncertainty and kept forward. His body ached. Derek took a moment to check behind him. He was somewhat worried that the sound of the rain would drown out any cars. There hadn't been one yet, but he kept to the gravelled edges anyway. There's no such thing as too careful. I guess I'll go on a bit more. Ugh, this is bullcrap. His statement was more of a meditative cry than a pitiful complaint. Pity was something that Derek didn't have for himself, or his situation. Confusion, anger, frustration, even a pinch of denial. Yes, but Derek did not feel sorry for himself. As he took a few more sunken steps, his mind was understandably drawn back to the conversation that had led him there. I don't like that sudden sound. Of course, the soldiers! Yep. It was somewhat ordinary for him to get a call to the principal's office. Should I be concerned? Also, hi! To no one in particular? It was somewhat, I already read that. He remembered he was sitting in his grade 12 anthropology class he had taken to... Oh! Thank you, Joshua Michi, for the sub, yep. You have now become a sprout. El Retardo 1, thank you for the follow. I don't know why. Oh, okay. No, never mind. I know who that is. That's me. Yeah, it took me a second, sadly, to figure that out. A class he had taken to gain a free credit from, but was rather surprised to find a sort of interest in when the PA system came to life with a familiar, muffled alert. Yes? His teacher cried out. She wasn't the type to become easily annoyed, but found herself derailed from her train of thought by the brash interruption. Can we see Derek Selmersfield at the office, please? The voice was hard to understand, but his teacher eyed him quickly. Yep, sure thing. They're both me. Awesome, yeah. Thank you for the sub and the follow. She wasted no time, giving Derek a physical gesture of excuse and jumping immediately back into her lesson. Derek didn't remember being nervous. One of his friends had talked him into joining their small student council, and while it was infrequent, he would sometimes be called to the office to confirm various details of upcoming events. But this time, there was a much more urgent topic of conversation. Someone died! Is that it? As the umpteenth telephone pole disrobed itself from the darkness in front of Derek, he was quickly led away from his daydream. It was too far away to make out the details, but he knew that he was nearing the landmark. Excuse me. Just keep walking until you find a blue sign. He could see it in the distance, fastened rather high above the ground on the wooden pole, a blue sign. Wow! You don't see those all over the place. His pace didn't quicken. Don't like that big whoosh! Do you know why I've asked to see you today? His principal asked with a voice laden with distinct disappointment. Principal liked Derek. He had never been in trouble, and it was expected that students that were a part of the elected council were given somewhat of a special treatment. It was then that Derek remembered feeling the first tinge of nervousness. It was the sound of the principal's voice. With a weighted sigh, the principal opened an envelope on his desk and took out a handful of papers. On them were scribbled notes that Derek couldn't quite make out through the deep wrinkles and folds. Soon after being closed to gather himself, the principal's eyes made their way to Derek. They sat on him. He waited. Then a raised finger. He carried it limply and waved it around the notes. Do these, for any reason, look familiar to you? Derek shuffled in his seat. I can't read them. Derek remembered saying the words through a taut throat. Have a look. The principal opened his hands and lightly pushed the papers towards him. With more than a little apprehension, Derek reached for them and began to read. Little butt. Bimboist girl in the school. There you go. Tell anyone I'll kill you. Mom's probably a horse. Your new name is Sloodle. That's your new name. Family-friendly channel here, everybody. Big list. What? Big whoosh, big scare. Yeah, he didn't read any one note from start to finish. They were vile in their language, threatening and brute. They made Derek sick to his stomach. He pushed the papers back towards the principal, and for the first time in years he remembered feeling his eyes begin to well up. Derek stopped. Against the storm of browns and grays, the deep blue that covered the sign reclaimed his attention. Just keep walking until you find a blue sign. Once you find it, wait. It will come soon enough. The creature that's gonna kill me and eat me? He stood beneath the sign, his hands gripping the straps of his backpack. It was all he carried. I guess this is it. This is where I die. Yay, death. Yep. Sweet release. Well, depends on where you're going, I guess. He sighed. Not only was it raining, but it was sticky and warm. Ew. And recalling the events that brought him there did little to calm his growing palpitations. Don't know how I said that word. Like, holy crap. Palpitations, that's how I said it. I'm so funny. His brows were drowned in heavy and gathered sweat. I didn't know that was a thing. Didn't know your brows could get heavy. He didn't seem to mind. There was nothing left to do other than wait, so Derek leaned his body against the telephone pole and did just that. You didn't flub. Good job. Flub? What's that? What does that mean? Do you know what these are? Derek remained silent for a moment, took a deep breath, and then exhaled with purpose, as if he were about to reply. But he couldn't. Derek? The principal's voice remained assertive, but was softened by a hint of worry. Derek's body felt like stone. His mind was lifted elsewhere. He couldn't think or move. In this moment of confusion and discomfort, he felt as if he had surrendered his will. It was taken from him and handed over to someone else. His voice returned and broke. His head hung low. Yes. That was all he said. Still standing against the rotted pole, he could not explain why he had said that. Yes? The principal waited for Derek to continue. He didn't. Derek, these notes were handed to me by a student named Priscilla Aberdeen. Do you know her? After taking a moment, Derek nodded. Yes, well, she handed me these notes in private, in secret, after trying to find a way to let someone know. She was terrified, Derek. Absolutely distraught. She was crying and sobbing, asking for help. He took a break to rein in his escalating voice and continued. Do you know anything about these notes? Derek's body was not his own. He felt a force nod his head on his behalf. The principal gathered himself. Derek, what do you know about these notes? Something lifted his tongue. Something put breath in his lungs. Something formed the words. That's not a good job. That's not a good thing. I wrote them. Mess up a hard word. Oh, yeah. That's cool. It's probably because of all the reading I do. Oof. Yep. What? 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 Don't stare at me. You want out? No. No. No cuddles. Not right now. I'm trying to stream, and I don't feel like it. I don't want you to start chewing on my hair again. You can feel his shoulder pancaked between the weight of his body and the pull that added to the ache. Cat, love me! No, he just wants something, probably. With a foggy mind and an anchored heart, Derek waited. His face contorted in this instinctual response to the memory. I had to think about how to say that. Priscilla. Her name popped from his mouth and crackled like hot grease. Priscilla. She was hardly even irrelevant to Derek throughout his high school life. He didn't dislike her, he just didn't know her. They had shared a class the year before, when they were both juniors, but they sat on opposite sides of the rooms and had no friends in common. Their school was large enough for two students to never find themselves in the same place at the same time with the same people. She seemed like a nice girl, this Priscilla Aberdeen. Derek remembered hearing her laugh from time to time and thinking about how wonderfully infectious it was. She was an otherwise quiet girl, so it was refreshing to hear such a genuine expression. She engaged in classroom discussion and was rather intelligent. Her marks were probably better than Derek's, although he didn't ever really push himself. There was certainly nothing wrong with her, and even if there was, Derek wouldn't have done something like that. Of course not. There were people who he disliked in his school. They were rude, or disagreeable, or just unlike Derek in too many ways. But he never mistreated them. That's good. He didn't want to spend that extra mental energy cooking up ways to hurt someone. It seemed superfluous. It seemed super annoying. I don't know. It was still a mystery even to himself then. Why he had done this to Priscilla. Why have I done this to Priscilla? But when he did carve out enough courage to jump back into the cavern of his memory, he always re-emerged with nothing but a mind soaked in a solemn fog. Everything was hazy. Everything had been hazy. After his confession, he remembered nothing until the principal's door swung open and he heard footsteps behind him. How long have I been sitting here? The body sat down next to him. He barely raised his head, just dragged his eyes to the right to see who it was. Mom? It hovered somewhere between a question and a statement. She looked at him with something that Derek would have sworn was indifference, then surrendered her gaze to the principal. Superfluous. Flu powder. Derek assumed he began explaining the situation, but his senses shut down. His body was hardened by guilt and shame. Time passed hazardly, a few minutes, an hour, who knew? It was only when his mother laid a limp hand on his forearm that he tuned back in. While he was sure that the gesture was meant to be one of comfort, he felt nothing but stinging apathy. Her hand sat there, weightless, and from it flowed no measurable compassion. She held a pamphlet in her other hand. His principal spoke up with a low, heavy voice. I would recommend this as your next course of action. In terms of other options, there are few. You could, of course, try... What is it? The two adults almost jumped at the sound of Derek's voice. His mother had almost forgotten that he was there. The principal spoke first. I'm sorry? That brochure, or whatever, what are you guys talking about? The principal let out a deep sigh. It's an alternative schooling option for students who have been what? The principal and his mother exchanged a worried, frustrated glance. This time his mother spoke first, but for some reason she whispered, Have you even been listening? She had always feared being intrusive, even in situations like this, but now her sharp breath hit Derek's ear with a shrill impatience. The principal fidgeted with his pen, then danced his gaze around both Derek and his mother. Derek, you have been expelled. His numbness somehow deepened into less of feeling, less of knowing, less of nothing. The silence hung like ornaments on the walls. Derek exhaled slowly. What I've given your mother is information on Elsewhere High. It's a new program, a new facility, a school for exceptional children, is its slogan. It's meant to accommodate families in situations like yours. They offer transportation, simple accommodations, classes that engage the students in... His voice began to fade away. Derek knew what his mother had decided, even though she had yet to open the pamphlet, even though she had yet to speak. It nearly scared him, half to death. Perhaps he had fallen asleep, but somewhere in the distraction of his mind Derek hadn't seen or heard the bus approaching. Its doors swung open with a shrill creaking of metal. The motor rumbled conspicuously, as if it were puttering so loudly to hurry him up. Get on! Derek looked to his left, back down the country road, back down the track of muddied footprints he left that by now had turned into a path of miniature pools. Fresh, new raindrops hit their surfaces, sent hundreds of ripples to wave him goodbye. He didn't wave back. Baby, it's cold inside. 3 of my best friends went missing. What? Wait, really? All after my school's dance. It's terrible. I hope they find them soon. I'll make sure to keep them in my thoughts and my prayers. At 3:35 in the afternoon today, that must be terrifying. I hope they're alright. James, Cammy, and Manny. Alright, I'll remember that. Here. I probably don't live close to you, but I can still pray for them. New Mexico. Yeah. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. I've prayed for them, and I will definitely keep them in my thoughts. I really hope they're found, and that they're safe and in one piece. And if you need to, I will even do, if you have, I'm really worried, I am too. I really hope they're okay. If you have Discord, and if you have Discord, then my Discord is in the description. You can go there, and then from there you can find my profile and you can message me once you get an update on their well-being and stuff. And if you need to vent at all, we could go to the voice channel, or we can call directly. I really, really hope they're okay. I don't have a voice channel. Oh, no, Discord, in Discord, they already have voice channels. It's in the server, so. I really hope they're found, so. It sucks that only in 7th grade, not high school. Yeah, that must be terrifying. I really hope they're okay. Just feel like throwing up. I can understand that. You're upset, you're stressed, and you are worried, and that kind of combination does not go well together. Just try and take deep breaths, breathe through your mouth. If you feel like crying, then cry. You don't want to bottle those feelings up. It's not a good idea, and it's not healthy. Look, I've had enough of bad things in my life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can relate to the bully thing. I've been bullied before, and all throughout elementary school, but so I can relate. It's another thing. If you do get Discord, then you can talk to me. I understand, I personally understand what it feels like to be bullied and to be worried about everyone that I care about, you know? So, if you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. I'm just on Discord right now, just typing things out on private DM thing. That's good. You need to have an output type thing. Just let me know if you need someone to talk to. I don't want to continue playing right now because I don't want to seem like I'm not interested or anything like that. Because I am. I really, really hope they turn out okay and that they're found soon. Because I remember a friend of mine went missing one time, and they had run away from home. And their mother had messaged me, sent me an email asking me to keep an eye out, and that was terrifying. I was scared because they've had a past thing. Like they've felt suicidal, and they felt, you know, depressed and stuff like that. So hearing that they ran away made me think of course, the worst case scenario. But they were found. And they're safe as far as I know right now. They kind of stopped talking to me, but I'm just glad that they turned out alright. You have the exact opposite of a 4-leaf clover. Well, I for one don't really believe in luck or any. I don't believe in good luck or bad luck. So, in my opinion, if you feel like this is your fault anyway, it's not. You probably wouldn't be able to stop this from happening. It's not your fault. You had nothing to do with them going missing. So deep breaths. And just hope and pray that they turn out okay. That's all that I can do, to be honest, right? In the situation I know I can't do much, but I'm going to do what I can. I'm trying. I've been with them for a year. I can understand. I know. I'm not very good at consoling people. I'm sorry if I make you feel even worse. But I don't know what else to say right now. But I can't imagine how much that must hurt. They're like the life of the party in classrooms, and they were like my friends. I can understand that. And I understand you're worried. I don't think you should feel guilty for something you had no control over. That feeling guilty, that's normal. But just don't go overboard and saying it's all your fault. Stuff like that. I've had friends that have said that before. Said that stuff that had nothing to do with them was their fault. And it's not. But I can understand the guilt of not being able to help in any way. Spread the word. Spread the word of them being missing. And I think keeping them in your heart and in your mind and in your prayers if you're a Christian like me. That is all you can do. Don't worry, that's not bad. It's not bad that you can't do a lot in this kind of situation. That's normal. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to make it sound like I don't have faith in anyone or anything like that. But, you know, being in school, I'm still in school, so being in schools, there's only so much you can do in this kind of situation. I just hope that nothing bad happens to them. And I prayed for them earlier when I had the mic off, because I wasn't sure how people would feel about me praying on the video. Okay, that's good. I really, really hope they're okay. I'm trying to decide whether or not I should keep playing or not. Dang it. I'm glad I could be of some help. You're gonna make me cry. Jeez, stop it. Ah. How did I join this into the stream? BTW. At least 10 minutes ago. 10 or 20, I'm not sure which one. But I'm glad that you consider me a guardian angel. You're making my heart hurt. Stop that. cry, just worry and pray for my friends. For me and my friends. I definitely will. I prayed for them earlier, but I will pray for them before I go to bed tonight. I know that praying multiple times doesn't help. He'll hear me. He'll hear me first, but if it makes you feel better, I will pray before I go to sleep too, and when I wake up, and everything else. So, if it's okay with you, just join my Discord server if you're not already joined, and keep me updated, please, if they find them. I would like to know. Because otherwise I'll worry about them. I know it's weird that I worry about random strangers that I don't know at all, but that's just how I am. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'll just let you know my account is new with a fedora picture. Alright. I'll try to DM you updates, it's just I don't own a mic, so we can't voice chat. Alright, that's fine. Damn you missing to prove it's me. Alright. That's a good idea. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to make it... Hold on, let's see if I can do this. Oh gosh, yep, no, that's not gonna work. Thing's been sent. The word at least. Hold on. Alright, gotcha. I got you in my gray ass. No, I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. Actually gonna put this up here for now. Hello, Azara. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining in this, oh gosh, stream. Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while. There we go. There we go. Anyways, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna keep playing. Probably leave again because I'm tired and bored. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want you to feel obligated to watch my streams. Alright. I'm just gonna continue. Okay. It was cold inside. But perhaps it was a reasonable temperature, and Derek's hot skin met the air with a chilling salute. Even though it was soaking and heavy, Derek decided to keep his sweater on. It was basically all he had. The driver sat behind a glass cage with all of its windows deeply tinted and completely impenetrable by sight. Actually, I want to. Whoops. Congrats on my new subs, by the way. Yeah, thanks. There we go. There we go. Hey, Azara. I would like to ask you what you think I should do for my 100 sub special. Just one more subscriber, so. So was the entire bus, it seemed. Derek couldn't see outside, as the road windows were also darkened by a deep tint. His spine rattled. Spooky, scary skeletons. Don't. They're going through something right now. So. I don't know if they want me to tell anyone else, so. He let out a small cough and shrugged his backpack off of his shoulders. His muscles were balled up and hard. Then Derek noticed that in the middle of the bus sat a girl. She was the only other passenger, and sat with her body turned towards the window next to her. What is she looking at? It looked as if she were deep in thought. Derek's kindled curiosity was suffocated by, well, everything else. His anger, his confusion, his stubbornness. He sat in the front seat, directly behind the shielded driver. With his backpack placed by his side, he leaned his head against the window and closed his eyes. He knew that he would not find sleep. Sleep would find him. Hey! Derek's heart leaped. He kept his eyes closed. Maybe she's not talking to me. Hey! This time it was more pointed. could do an animation meme. Look, I'm worsted right now, okay, and if I talk about it, Angel will start to cry. No, don't worry, you can talk about it. And I don't know how to do animations, Zara. I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry. You don't have to worry about me starting to cry. Or paper animation meme is what I have to do. How about just a stick figure meme? That's pretty much all I can do right now. Derek rolled his body upwards and turned to her. Yeah? You just gonna sit by yourself? He still couldn't get a good look at her. All but her shoulder was blocked by the seat in front of her. Come on, grab a seat. With a touch of reluctance, Derek picked up his bag and walked towards her. On his way, the bus did its best to thwart his efforts, throwing him effortlessly from side to side, its metal body bouncing to the rhythm of the road. It honestly doesn't have to be animated. I don't know how to animate it all, lol. Yeah. With a taut grip, Derek pulled himself into the seat, sitting upright and gentlemanly. Well, that was a struggle. She gave a light smile. Derek finally able to give the girl a glance. She was gorgeous. Her frame was gracious and timid, but she carried it with a purposeful force. She was hunched, yet all of her limbs and muscles were firm and confident in their place. Her folded posture was not one of laziness, but one of intent. On her face was a set of green eyes that studied Derek hurriedly, but also offered a sense of genuine welcome. She had a rested stare that some might have mistook for motionless, but that was not true. Garrus guessed she was calm. No, Garrus she was just calm, yeah. We could have walked over to at the next stoplight or something. Huh? I mean, so it wouldn't have been so rickety. Oh, no, it was fine. She leaned farther back into the seat and placed her hands into her pockets. Ah, well, good morning. I don't see any pockets on your outfit, dude. Those look like tights. Or leggings or something like that. Not anything that has pockets. Oh, whoa. Yeah. Well, good morning. Good morning, ain't it great to stay up late, good morning to you. I love that movie. We are the family of movie references and songs. Derek had almost forgotten. The thick darkness had nearly fooled him, but it was, in fact, morning. But it was, in fact, morning. He let out a sigh. You too. His eyes wandered. I'm Sophie. Derek. Nice to meet you. Yeah. What was that for? What? That... She did her best to lower her voice and just jut her chin out like Derek did. In any other circumstance, her imitation would have made Derek smile, but his face remained stoic. Just not in the best mood. She turned back into herself before offering a response. Yeah, I feel that. I was in a crappy mood when they picked me up, too. Probably still am. Places turned me into a bitter old hag, I guess. You seem fine. Really? Most people take my resting butt face as some kind of attitude. Derek shrugged. She did seem fine. So what's going on with you, Angel? That face is the oh no face. It's just a tiny M. It's a tiny N, sorry. Nothing really, actually. Other than almost hitting 100 subscribers. So that's nice. Awesome, actually. Derek shrugged. She did seem fine. They shared a few moments of silence, but perhaps experienced it in completely separate ways. Sophie sat relaxed, carrying something between confidence and indifference on her shoulders. Derek swam deep in his anxieties, half forgetting that he was sharing a space. The bus rumbled on, carrying them down a wholly unknown route. Each time the bus turned or stopped, Derek wondered where he was. It was headed west, but we've taken 2 right turns, or 3? Dang it. Derek spoke, but with a tangible reservedness. Do you know how long it'll take to get to school? A long time. Like what, an hour? 2? I'm not sure. You're not sure. Is this your first day too? Derek's voice was laced with annoyance. No. Then how do you not know? I just don't know, okay? It's far. Jeez, let it go. Derek wasn't used to being so abrasive. He didn't like the feeling. Okay, sorry, No, I get it. I'm sorry. I'm just antsy. Should that be my job? A different kind of antsy. I remember the feeling on my first day. Yeah? Was it crappy like this one? She almost laughed. I'm sure it was pretty similar. Sorry, I got to go to bed right now. Alright. I'm actually gonna stop streaming. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please keep James, Cammy, and Manny in your hearts and your thoughts, please, and in your prayers. I really hope that they are found. My Discord and my Twitch are in the description below. I don't know what else to say. I hope you guys bloom and grow. Hope all you sprouts bloom and grow. And I hope that they're found soon. Bye.